Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Chef in Bermudas. I've got many emails from many of our friends who have appreciated the work, and I thank them all. And in the email, a few of them have asked for Sindhi dishes. So today I'm going to make sai bhaji and bhuga chawal, and in the next episode we'll be making Sindhi curry. So let's go ahead to make sai bhaji and bhuga chawal today. For sai bhaji, we have chopped some palak, spinach. We have soaked some chana dal. Roughly chopped tomatoes, 3 numbers. 1 brinjal, which is again roughly chopped. 2 to 3 small potatoes. I had some leftover arbi in the house, that's why I'm using arbi also. So basically sai bhaji you can use a lot of vegetables, whatever are leftovers. So this is all for sai bhaji. For rice, that is bhuga chawal, we have soaked some rice over here. We've got onion and garam masala, which is tej patta, badi ilaichi, choti ilaichi, dalchini, a little bit of cloves, peppercorn and star. So that will be used for bhuga chawal later on. Now we'll start by placing our pressure cooker. We'll make the entire sai bhaji on pressure cooker. Of course, we have our garam masalas and ghee ready. So we'll start by placing the cooker on the gas and use about 2 tablespoons of ghee to start and jeera. Okay, the ghee is pretty hot. We'll be adding some jeera. Wait for it to crackle a little. And then add in the whole garam masalas and let it cook for a few seconds till the aroma comes out. Till this cooks, I have separately kept some hot water on the gas, which we will use for our rice. Now, this is by far the most simplest dish. At the same time, it is the most healthier dish in the Sindhi cuisine. Now, since the garam masalas are done, I would directly put in each and every item which are over here in the pressure cooker with a little bit of dhania powder, that is about 1 heap tablespoon of dhania powder, half a teaspoon jeera powder, half a teaspoon haldi powder, half a teaspoon red chili powder, 1 teaspoon kitchen king, and very little bit of garam masala. So all these items, including the potatoes, arbi, tomatoes, chana dal, brinjal and spinach, everything together goes in the cooker. Okay, as you see, we have put the masalas, mixed everything, and on this we will add 1 big cup of water. We will not put too much of water because palak and potatoes and tomatoes, they will release their own juice, which will make the entire vegetable much more tastier. So I'll just put the gas on high flame and shut the cooker and cook it for about 2 whistles. First whistle on a high flame and the second whistle on a slow flame. Okay, now our cooker is closed, and till we get our sai bhaji ready, we'll start cooking our bhuga chawal. So we've got the garam masalas ready, 1 medium sized onion. These are about 2 cups of rice, ghee. We've got hot water ready over here. So we start with 1.5 big tablespoon of ghee. You can use normal oil or dalda also. but I prefer ghee or dalda as it gives a better flavor to the entire bhuga chawal. Now the flame is on low, it's not too high. I'll be adding my whole garam masalas in this and let it cook nicely till it gives out a good aroma of this whole garam masala being cooked. You need to remember one thing whenever you are dealing with garam masalas. Again, it is my personal opinion. We should always use low flame, because higher the flame, the masalas used to tend to get burnt a little. Now the masalas are ready. We'll put in our chopped onion inside. I'm going to increase the flame a little because I want to make these onions slightly brown. जो भुनना होता है, भुगा चावल is basically भुना हुआ. जो भुना हुआ is the onion in this. उसको भुनना चाहिए. That becomes brown. So we'll wait for some time till this onion becomes brown. Okay, the onions have become a little translucent, if you can see. But as said, we want it nice and brown. Not burnt, but golden brown. Just to give you an option for people who do not eat onions, Jain. If you don't eat onions, there is no issue. Instead of making the brown onions, you can always use sugar, caramelize the sugar a little, and then add the masalas which I'm going to add. So you have a substitute of onions. You might not get the same flavor, but yes, it is a very good substitute. Some people tend to put coconut, or some people tend to cook the Jain style of bhuga chawal with cabbage also. So either cabbage or coconut is made brown and done it. But again, as I said, personally, I don't prefer cabbage because it gives out a flavor, and even onion, it gives out a flavor. So sugar is the best product which you can use. It will caramelize, and once you add the masala, it doesn't give you any flavor, nor the caramelized sugar is sweet when you cook it the way we do it. So we'll just wait for some time now to brown the onion. This should take another 2 or 3 minutes on a high flame. Okay guys, if you see, the onion has started to turn brown. Okay, so at this stage I will reduce the gas pressure and start putting in my masalas. That's 1/4 spoon of turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon red chili powder, 1 teaspoon dhania powder, little bit of garam masala powder, little bit of jeera powder. This is about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, we're going to cook these masalas, and as you see, the color of the the flame for the sai bhaji. Coming back, see, we can see a nice brown, reddish brown color of our onion mixture. It is not burnt. Okay, and we add the rice, the soaked rice, to the entire mixture and give it a good shake. Mix it pretty well, because we want each and every grain of rice to get that flavor. Rice बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं करना चाहिए. You should not move it more also, because the rice will tend to break. What I have used is a surti kolam, which is small grain rice, but this rice is best had with basmati. It really tastes very nice. So I'll just leave it like this for about 30 seconds. We have our hot water ready. We'll put hot water in this. Usually the quantity of water, people ask me what is the quantity of water that goes in rice. that depends on a lot of things. If you're making boiled rice also, it is not necessary that you throw away the rice. Rice like surti kolam, if you're boiling it, takes about 2 times the amount of water. So the rice and water ratio is 1:2 if you're boiling. And that means if you don't want to throw away the water of the rice and you want to retain all the nutrients of the rice, so that's 1:2. If you're making dum in surti kolam, that would be 1.75:2. Same thing if you go in basmati, a good quality basmati, if you're boiling, should take about 1:2 of water. Sorry, 1:2.5 of water, and in a dum it is 1:2. I'm talking about basmati. So cooking is basically an art and science combined. It's not only just an art, it's art and science both combined, and that's how you do your cooking. Okay, so we'll just leave this again. We'll put it on a high flame. Since we put hot water, we'll put in our salt, and the minute it starts boiling, we will reduce the flame again and let it cook for some time. Okay, now the rice is boiling pretty nicely. So what we'll do is we'll lower the flame and cover it so that it can cook on a nice pressure or dum. Okay, we want the rice to cook very nicely, so we've kept a plate and we'll be keeping some weight on it so that it gets a good pressure, या जिसको बोलते हैं दम पे पकाना, दम पे slow flame पे let it cook. This would take about 4 to 5 minutes on a slow flame. Okay guys, now the cooker has already whistled twice. So what I'll do is I'll depressurize the cooker and show you what to do. So we've got a whisk over here with me. We need to whisk the contents of the cooker inside and then put it back again on the stove for about 2 or 3 minutes to cook it thoroughly. So, okay, this is done. We'll open the pressure cooker now. Okay, see, you can see the contents. Okay, see, we had just put 1 cup of water and still this entire thing is watery. We're going to whisk this entire thing, the entire vegetable, to get a good consistency. Okay, if you can see, we've really made a mush out of this whole thing and everything is mixed up pretty well. Okay, and next we're going to keep this back on the flame, on a high flame, for a few minutes just to thicken up this gravy. Okay, so our sai bhaji is back on the gas on a high flame just to dry it up a little, and in the meanwhile let's see what is happening to our rice. Okay, I'll just pick this up. Wow. Okay, if you see this, the rice has cooked pretty good. It still has some amount of water below. Okay, and I'm just going to stir it once to check and keep it back on the dum for some more time and it will be ready. Okay, it has been about 3 to 4 minutes. The sai bhaji is boiling and the rice, bhuga chawal, is also ready to be served. So here you are guys, Sindhi sai bhaji with bhuga chawal ready to be eaten. So I'll see you again next week with curry, Sindhi curry and chawal. Till that time, keep safe, be healthy, stay healthy. Signing off for now, this is Ravi Valecha. Bye-bye.